G'day guys, how you going? Stevo Djanda here. This is take number 27. I've been trying to educate myself to do better filmings, talking, and I did a tutorial this afternoon and it says don't say don't say don't say so. Anyway, every video I've done so far I've been saying it. It's obviously a very bad habit of mine, and at least I've recognised it this afternoon with only doing approximately 10 videos since I started filming these videos and building my followers, so I can actually share some of my adventures and experiences through my passion for motorcycles. So I thought I'd share that with you for starters. The reason for this video is earlier today I did a video regarding how I save money whilst I'm travelling by doing deals with people for accommodation. It's just a great way to meet people, make friends, and save them a bit of money and also save myself a bit of money. With sharing that tip and tricks how I do manage to stay on adventures for a few months each year, it triggered a memory about how I got my first bike, which was a deal also. So I was at my cousin's farm in Bindoon and was up there working, painting the house for some pocket money, and I finished the job and I still had a few days up there and I was getting bored and noticed this young kid from next door was hovering around on his bike looking bored shitless like I was, so I had my BMX bike up there, so I rode over next door and said, "G'day mate, how you going?" Told him what I've been doing at the property, and he goes, "Wow, love those tough wheels." I had tough wheels on my BMX. They were all the rage back then, and I was full on into BMX at a young age, doing freestyle and stunts and all that sort of stuff. I just loved it. And anyway, we were just kicking stones around as kids do at that age. I was around 14 or 15 years of age at the time, and we wandered over to this shed and there was a dirt bike sitting in there, Honda XR 75. And I said, "Wow, whose is that? That looks pretty cool." He goes, "It's mine." I said, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, it's mine." I said, "Does it go?" Wanting to have a blast on it. He goes, "Nah, it hasn't gone for ages, it's been sitting there." Anyway, I said, "Do you want to sell it?" He goes, "Oh, it doesn't go, not much good." I said, "That's all right, I'll try and get it going." He goes, "Yeah, okay." I said, "How much do you want for it?" He goes, "Oh, what do you got? What are you offering?" I dug into my pocket and I had $8 on me. I said, $8? He goes, "Oh, I don't know." He looks at me and goes, "Oh, it's worth a bit more than that." So I looked at the bike, looked at the money in my hand. Oh shit, I really want this. So I looked at my BMX and I said, "How about $8 and the tough wheels?" He goes, "Okay." So a deal was done. That was my first bike. I gave him, sorry, I said for the first time. Got to try and cut that out. That's not bad because every other video I've said it 20 times before I've cut it and restarted. So I'm improving. So yeah, went back and picked up the dirt bike, the XR75, after taking off my tough wheels and giving them to him and the cash, and wheeled it back to my cousin's farm, and they owned a business called Withnall's Portable Stockyards, and there was a guy there that I asked, one of the workers, said, "Any chance of giving me a hand to try and get this going?" So he's sort of sprayed WD-40 all over it for starters, because I've been sitting in the shed for however long. That still didn't start, and then we tied a rope to it, and I think it was under my instructions, so let's tie a rope to it and drag it behind the car, which was wild because there's a gravel road and here I'm wearing nothing, I don't even think I had a helmet. I was just getting dragged on this road. Luckily I was athletic and I could ride a BMX pretty freaking good, but still absolutely dangerous as anything. And I managed to get it going. The thing started, and with a few more goes it ran better and some fresh fuel, and by then, end of the day, I was riding this thing up this dirt track. And wow, I was just loving it, I even ended up going on the Great Eastern Highway. My auntie come out and said, "What are you doing, Stevie?" My name was called Stevie then, as one of the cousins, and yeah, got my head chopped off for that. But anyway, I ended up still riding up this dirt track, and later on that day, I had this Ford Falcon come screaming up the track and lock it up sideways in front of me. I nearly stack it trying to pull up because, you know, his first dirt bike, a bit heavier to pull up than a BMX, and this guy hops out and says, "Where did you get that bike from?" I said, "I've just bought it," you know, in a squeaky little voice as you do at that age. This guy was probably all 17 or 18, but he was big, and I shit myself. And I said, "Who are you?" to this guy, you know, like shaking in my legs, you know, like in my pants. He goes, "I'm his big brother." He goes, "How did you get that bike?" I said, "I bought it for $8. He goes, $8? You're joking." I said, "And a pair of tough wheels." He goes, "No way, mate, that bike's worth a shitload more than $8. He goes, "Take it back now." So yeah, with my head between my legs, we took it back to his farm, and there's the kid with the tough wheels. And his brother said, "I've got your bike back for you." He goes, "What? Why?" He goes, "You're not taking $8 for this bike." He goes, "Yeah, but I've got the tough wheels." He goes, "So what? Still not worth $8 on the tough wheels?" And then the little brother just said, "No way, I want the tough wheels, I want the tough wheels." Anyway, I ended up keeping this bike, and that's the story of my first dirt bike that I just thought I'd share with you. It was a deal, $8 and a pair of tough wheels. Took the bike back home with my BMX with no wheels, but I was happy as a kid, and the start of a passion all started from there. I'm here with my KTM 890 Adventure R, and I thought that was a fitting bike to have in this video because it's my first KTM I've ever owned, and it's an awesome bike. I'll be going for a blast on it tomorrow, even though I've got a busted thumb. I busted it about 4 weeks ago, and did a job yesterday, and I've aggravated it and it's swelled up a bit, so I've just gotten back from the doctors. It's inflamed a bit, but the good thing about the KTMs is both of them have quick shifters, so as long as I ease the clutch out, the rest of it's all up and down, no clutch. So hope you enjoyed this video. I only said once as far as I know, after 27 takes or something. It was a crazy amount, but hey, you've got to learn somehow. I'm going to improve the more I do these videos so they're enjoyable to listen to and watch. One of many stories to share with you. Talk to you soon. Cheers, Stevo Djanda.